Dooby dooby doo, where are you?
Swear to God. Y'all niggas on some Shaggy and Scooby shit.
Where are you?
Fucking annoying.
Come on, Dooby doo, I see you. Pretending you got a sliver. You're not fooling me, cause I can see the way you shake and shiver. You know we got a mystery to solve. Scooby-Doo, be ready for your act.
Oh, Lord.
And
Scooby-Doo, if you come through, you're gonna have yourself a pacifier. That's no lie. Yo, what's wrong with y'all, man? Like, fuck, bro. Like, shit, yo. Damn. I'm here with y'all, man. That's what I'm saying. It's like, why do we have to do this? Oh, my goodness, bro. Let me see. Let's see. I need something. But before we even get into that,
by the time they believe in him, it'll be too late.
So what's wrong with y'all, man? Like, honestly, like real shit. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? I feel that the pacifier of the black community, because you gotta remember that's I got that from Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? He the one talking about they pacifying you. You know what I'm saying? Just straddling you along, and it's really becoming redundant and stupid. So, all right, we all know Umar Johnson sold the school, or better, he didn't sell the school. The school was sold. Let's say it like that. Okay, but then there's other things that are going on with us that like we really need to address. That'll work. Okay, my people. How many pacifiers do y'all need until you realize that it's none of this stuff we're talking about? I was just doing a retrospect myself earlier, and I'm like, so first this shit started in about 1998, 97, whatever. What the Hebrew Israelites talking about the end of the world was in 1999. That was supposed to be the last year. Fire and brimstone was supposed to come down. Nothing happened. Okay. And I don't knock the Hebrews that get people off of drugs and, straighten their life up. I'm not knocking that. What I'm saying is, nigga, your prophecy did not happen. So clearly, either what you're fantasizing about is hogwash, which I know it is, or you're lying to people on how to read this book. I know both of those are true. You're lying to people on how to read this book, and that's why they're not doing good. That's why the black church is full of women whores. Because I'm not calling all women in the church whores, but I'm saying it's full of women, whores, scam artists, criminals, and homos. And if you notice, the prison system is full of homos, scam artists, and criminals. Because all these people think that, I used to be a criminal and I gave my life to God. How do you know that a lot of these motherfuckers ain't still criminals conning you using God that they never believed in? That probably is the case, seeing how you're not even supposed to read this book like this. You're not supposed to be reading this book literally. You're supposed to be reading it allegorically. You're supposed to be finding more in the words. That's how it works. Then there was something else you guys were saying. There was a gang of black people crying on the internet back in January, talking about if Trump wins, black people are going back in slavery. I still see you motherfuckers out there acting a fool. I don't like the great slave master hasn't came back yet. What about these celebrities that are clearly losers? Like, what about that? What about this Cardi B, Nicki Minaj stuff? How you have two grown-ass idiots. Doesn't matter if they can rap. Like, R. Kelly can sing. But do you agree with him touching underage girls? No. Bill Cosby was funny. But do you agree with him getting people high on dope and having his way with it? No. They're like, oh, that's not true. Okay, fine. Do you agree with the white kids that are shooting up the schools because they're trannies and they're misunderstood? No. So it seems like it's getting to, right and wrong. Kind of what it always was. Okay. My people are pacified with doing wrong. They feel that they can't do any better. So they should just continue to do this. And that's not true at all. You've already done better. At a horrible time, at a way worse time, we've done better. I don't like this pacifier that is wrapped around my people. And I also don't like how my people think that they're like entertainers are rich. If they were rich, they would still be, like, when's the last time you heard of Bill Gates doing anything with Microsoft? When's the last time you heard him do anything? You guys are hearing about him with farms. You're hearing about him with different food, even though, we're not okaying it, but you see how it's leveled up? Okay, same thing with Elon Musk. When's the last time you really heard Elon talk about Tesla? Besides, when they were burning up his cars. Other than that, you really don't even hear him talk about that. He talks about the space program and all different other things. It's like he's not even really talking about that anymore. Do you know why? Because they're not pacified with ignorance. They're not just stagnant. They keep elevating. Okay, ever since rap, we have not made a new form of music. Hip-hop is a beautiful art when it is organic. When it's organic and it's from the soul. And also, I believe that hip-hop fell off once y'all let sampling go. You keep forgetting that the spirit of your elders was wrapped around you due to the sampling. It made your mind state a little different. Y'all don't really sample anymore. Or if you do, you sample something that is not really like a sample of some like classic. No, you sample something that's like of hip hop. Y'all taking other people's beats and redoing them and shit like Sweetie and all that. It's just a bunch of crap. But you're pacified with it. You enjoy this because I don't get it, guys. Like, we won't ban the people who are clearly bad for us. We won't ban them. But we'll turn around and argue about, them cutting off government aid and stuff like that. But is it because you're stupid? Like, you can't get off government aid? Or is it because you're saturating yourself with people that are not telling you wise, positive things? They're telling you to use the system, jack the system, play the system. Okay, well, if you're admitting that you're pimping the system, you're using it, you're jacking it, and then the system cuts you off, why then in turn do you get to turn around and whine and say, oh, nobody there for me? You're the one who made up these dumb phrases, bro. It's like, I hate self-snitching. I think that's so dumb. And my people have became some of the biggest self-snitches on earth. Eddie Griffin Ben made that joke. I had to hit him with my 9, put him in the chalk line. Me, Mookie, and Earl, your name dropping, motherfucker. Now we got to kill your ass. Like he said, real gangsters don't go platinum, bro. You're never going to see John Gotti win a fucking Emmy. You're never going to see Scarface pick up an Academy Award. It's like, what's wrong with you? Oh, I get it. You took a time where something was new and everybody was cashing out rich off it because the government was involved in making people get away with crime. You know, you're going to tell me that the government put the drugs there, but then in the same breath, you're going to idolize the drug dealer. So they're putting out poison cookies. And you're not going to fault the dude who picked up these cookies, put them in a bag, and then sold them to you. He's innocent because they put the poison cookies there. But he knew it's a drug. This is the whole argument that I have with Tupac's mom. It makes no damn sense. You want a case by yourself. You're so smart. You're so revolutionary. Why would you turn around and start smoking dope? Knowing what this white guy is doing to your people, you're the one educating us. How do you do that? Because it has to be a play. There's something going on here. There's an agenda going on. Okay. This pacifier needs to be eradicated. It really does. We can all hang out together, group chat, be best buddies and all that, but the facts are still remaining that we got to get rid of the pacifier. The pacifier has to go. And one of the best ways that that's going to happen is not, stop the drug use and stop the alcohol and, no. Excuse me. Everybody has their flaws. So, nobody's perfect. We had drugs in the 60s, the 50s, the 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. For some reason, drugs don't really crack off like that with the black community to where it's, everybody's doing it until the love days of the 60s. People were doing heroin and coke and weed back in the 20s. There's a movie called Reefer Madness that came out in black and white film days. So it's not like drugs are new. I feel once the influence of using drugs became a talking point, I think that's where we messed up. When people start making songs about ecstasy and smoking sherm, we're going to smoke a dip. We're going to smoke a sherm stick. Ecstasy. People can even throw the weed songs in there if you want to. You just turning people into potheads. It's like, once it became cool to influence ignorance and knowing that you have the voice of the universe, everybody is following you secretly, but everybody's also in the caste system due to the energies of the universe. Nobody's ever going to say that, the darkness is good, positive energy. No, it's unknown. You have to use science. Stop using your skin. You're not a crayon. You're not a crayon, okay? This clearly is why you've been reclassified so many different fucking times, and towards the end, you become a black person. Because it's not real. It's not. What is real is mind control, masonry, spellcasting. That's real. And when it comes to magic, there is white magic and black magic. And white magic represents healing, health. That's what it stands for. It doesn't stand for pale-faced people. That's not what it means. Just like black magic means action, like you're hurting something, you're hitting something, you're deleting something's energy. You're not saving it. You're killing it. Okay. Death is a negative. Death is also unknown. You guys know what life is, you're living it. Okay, you don't know what death is, you're not dead. So spiritually and mentally, people can be dead. Now here's the thing. In order to be resurrected in your spirit, you have to let your spirit has to die. What kind of spirit? I'm talking about the illusion it gave you from birth. Spook man instead of allegory. What's another one? Oh, uh, beautiful looking people are beautiful on the inside. You know, that's why they flatter your face with all these models and people that they're crediting as beautiful. But they're really like assholes and mean people. So how are they beautiful? They're not beautiful at all. We all know that being rich doesn't have to do with money. There was a richness on earth before there was a thing called money. Before currency, there was always rich in taste. There was always rich in health, rich in, character. There's a different type of rich. They ended up playing it out on something else. That's why, what do people say? They say it's not good to be rich. It's better to be wealthy. See? So don't look at the word rich as it just symbolizes money. No, it doesn't. It symbolizes something totally different. Okay, that's what black and white is. It doesn't symbolize that. You cannot give pale-faced people the ownership of white. Even that white woman scientist told y'all that, white people were created in the late 1600s. Okay, if they didn't exist, then white people couldn't have named white people. It's pale-faced people taking on a status that was given to them or handed to them by the Moors, because that's what the Moors say. They say on that dollar, the bird is the pale-face symbol, the pyramid is their symbol. That's what they're saying. They're saying they did business with each other. Okay, so who taught this person? And then why did your weasel friend take the essence of the science and morph it in the skin tone and call this thing white supremacy? Why did they do that? See, I wanted to be mad at my people, but I can't be mad at Shaggy and Scooby scared to death because, they ain't took the fucking mask off. Like, bro, I'm like Fred on y'all motherfuckers. Like, yo, let's see who this bastard really is. Yo, y'all should know who it is. Y'all should know who it is. You gotta stop looking at layman, pale-faced people as they're the ones holding the keys, and they got no. The elites are all colors. They're all groups. So this is why you have white nigger, sand nigger, red nigger, potato nigger, nigger. This is why you have it. This is why. It's a mind control game. And as long as the women don't understand this and they think it's about them winning and beating men, but they don't do the safety regulation on the roof. Like, Shorty is so blind that she's willing to talk crap about the dude, but at the same time comfortably walk in the building that she knows she didn't regulate. She didn't do any of the safety measures. How do you know this like roof's not gonna fall on your head? What lawsuit? You're dead. You can't play with life. Life's very serious. My people, I don't know what it's gonna take. But the whole religion thing is kind of played out because y'all pimp each other with it. Y'all don't really use it. The hip hop, dictators because they from the street is played out. Like, these people are not smart. I don't care if they use big words. You're not smart. I didn't say give me, memory from a book in their school. That's not what we're asking for. We're asking for a good character. Because with good character comes good leadership, and with good leadership comes strong people. And strong people build nations. Strong people maintain nations. Strong people make families. Strong people make business. Strong people make empires. There's a lot of weakness around right now. Hakeem Jeffries caved. Why you shut down the government if you was going to cave anyway? Why y'all playing with the American people? Why? Why don't you want everybody to assimilate and understand English? Ain't got nothing to do with no damn secrecy. You trying to keep these people poor and enslaved. You don't want them to be able to understand the Constitution that they want to live under. I'm an American Negro. I know what this sound like. This sound like Mr. Charlie. This sound like the slave master. This the same shit he did to me, man. Nobody listens. Then you got some of my, Aboriginal brothers. Oh, we was never slaves. Man, even if you don't want to talk about whip and chain, you got to talk about pen and pad. Oh, that motherfucker enslaved is like a motherfucker on that paperwork, man. He enslaved us on that paperwork, man. Ask them California brothers up north back in the 50s and 60s talking about paper genocide. Pencil whipping you out of fucking economically being able to take care of your family. Write you out of the books. Where all our inventors go? Why when it comes to Black History Month, it's always some whining stuff. It's always some slavery, Harriet Tubman or Martin Luther King. Where's all our inventors at? Come on, man. Paper genocide, they writing us out of history, man. And that's kind of why y'all lost. But what I'm saying is y'all got the smartphone. Y'all did not get the internet and the smartphone to just start speed dialing rap videos, man. Watching these stupid shows with our sisters getting black eyes, broken arm, busted lips, all different types of stuff, just radical nonsense. That's not for us. Look at the results. Is it helping? No. Yo, you gotta take the pacifier, man, and throw that thing in the furnace, yo. That thing gotta burn. You gotta stop lying. You're not black, they're not white. It's a spell. It's a status spell. All these foreigners know about the caste system when they come in here. They do it to themselves in their own land. Just look at Hispanics. They do it to themselves. They have a caste system. They think white is right, black is wrong. But what did I tell you guys? It's light and dark. It's not. How can you say that all white is light when you know there's hillbilly hicks? How can you say that? How can you say that all black is darkness when you know that there's plenty of melanated geniuses and inventors? That's what I'm saying. It's status. It's classism. Well, the lower you go in the ground, the darker it is. The higher you get in the sky, the more the sunlight you see. Even in space, you want to claim it's all dark and stuff. Nigga, I guess. I don't think space is pitch black at all. I think you can see the sun, the stars, all that different stuff because they're galaxies away. Even if you got out in space, nigga, the sun is galaxies away. The stars, they're burning galaxies away. They're just burning away. Now y'all understanding, you big bro. You getting it. I hope you are. Look, it's not to each his own. It's we need to get strong. And it's weird because athletically we are the strongest. But mentally we're getting weaker. And I know people already got their stick and they got their 1-2, but it's like, come on, guys. We can't just keep reducing the same stuff over and over again, going thousands of years ago in history when it has nothing to do with what we're dealing with right now. We only live once. We're in this time. So in this time, we have to see the spell. We are not black people. We were reclassified several times. What we are is the original name, the colors. That's what we are. Why? Because we created all the colors on Earth. So we'll take that name. That's fine. But we don't want to be on the chessboard of destruction with y'all. We want our light pieces back. We know where the light beings are, Earth. That's why all this musical vibration comes from us. That's why there's all this athleticism and rhythm. What do you call when the hummingbirds hum? You call it harmony. Okay, that's rhythm. That's in sync. That's black people. Who created the gospel? I'm talking about singing wise. Who created the tone harmony? Like white people do. Oh man, knock it off. Knock it off. That gospel is something else. I'm not even talking about, the words. I'm talking about the vibrational patterns. Bro, that's us. The greatest gift to Earth. Help everybody out. Well, all the eyes to Africa, I guess. Even the African ain't got more rhythmic patterns than the American Negro. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know? Why do you think our stuff is so upbeat? They got some upbeat stuff too, but it's a little more lax. It's a lax upbeat. Ours is upbeat. Why? Where do you think they get their military drum from? Why do you think the military specializes in the drum? How the heck are you going to say that they started the drum? Are you serious? There's an Indian drum, there's an African drum. Everybody knows this for a fact. You're going to say that it was them? Nobody's going to say that. So even if you want to claim that we're African or American Indian, it doesn't matter. The drum was always there. So who do you think gave that upbeat? I told you the African is more lax upbeat. You're the one. That's you. You the forest runner. You the one off the back of the horse popping people with the arrow off the back of the buffalo, sneak up on you on that high side. It's like, it's you. You wonder why you're so agile and good. Where you at? There's a few African brothers that get down in basketball, not like us. Not like us. Please start realizing that the people in front of you are pacifiers to your ignorance, lying to you on a daily. These are the famous ones that they put around. This is why they make them famous, because they're wasting your energy, sucking your energy, and blowing your time and chance to get your folks right in this one time that you get to heartbeat and walk around and breathe the air and hug your kids and, you know, kick it with your family and your friends and all that good stuff. Let's be fair to tomorrow and the children of the day. All this chaos does not have to exist if we give it a chance to alleviate it. Ghost.